Hi everyone, my name is Michael Zanetti. I'm the chairman at Erasable Med Spa and the Aesthetic Institute, and today we are going to be talking about the little nuggets, the little pearls of wisdom that help an aesthetic practice go from good to great. Erasable began over 12 years ago, and what was unique about it is that we had no intention of getting into aesthetics. So if you'd asked me if that was going to be on my bingo card, I would have said absolutely not. But lo and behold, there was an opportunity with laser tattoo removal and the concept of people wanting to get rid of their ink that seemed kind of niche at the time. And we thought that there might be something there, and sure enough, there was. So starting out with the proverbial one room, one device, one provider, one of everything, except patients. We had 0 patients. We began our journey. It was a really interesting case study to see, could you build an aesthetic practice from scratch and have nothing? I'm not gonna lie and say that it was easy or that we had no doubt or there were no concerns. It was definitely something that kept us up at night in the beginning. But taking your time, hitting that 12-month mark, we really started to hit our stride, and we got to a point where we knew we could make this thing work. And what we found is that our patients wanted to know what else we did because they enjoyed the experience, and now they wanted to translate that into other services. And so for us, what we really recognized is this wasn't a medical business. This wasn't even a retail business. This was a people business. So it started with the people here and the culture that we were creating. And so I think coming from a background with the Army, where we spend a lot of time focused on how do you motivate soldiers, but in this case, employees, and how do you figure out what gets people out of bed in the morning? And when you can do that, you can start to create a culture where everybody buys in, and the goal is to deliver an exceptional result to a patient who's not just coming here for a treatment that may be a commodity, they're coming for an experience and an outcome that really makes them feel their best self. And so we spend a lot of time on what that training looks like, how to focus on their compensation, and then overall making that a part of the brand in so much as it's not just the clinical treatments themselves. And there are so many tactical, operational things that go into running one of these businesses. All of this comes into play where you really have to take the time and devote it to the operating part of the business in order to be successful, not just the clinical. I think for me, the thing that I really enjoy is that being in this business, this is not an industry that naturally has a pipeline for people to learn business and to understand it. Aesthetics in particular is something that we're sort of carving out the rules as we go. And so I've found a great way to contribute because this is something that I can do, that I can bring to the table that's not clinical, but is absolutely needed for the practice to be successful. And so it's what's going to allow them to make their practice not just good, but great. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. If you'd like to learn more, go to the erasablemedspa.com website, go to the training page. You can see the courses that are coming up. And of course, you can reach out if you have any questions about your business of aesthetics journey.